And there it is. Roll up, everybody gather, come and join. One man went to mow. There it is. Here it is. Here I am. Where are you? The session commences. Your company required. So matters Nigeria related, nothing changes. I have not changed. I'm situated. But where are you? Situate yourself with me as we engage in our Nigerian related matters in the build up to 2023. One man went to mow, the eagle has landed.
Only water, only water, where they see ma. Water, 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 water. Only water, where they see ma. Hapa o naido. Hapa o naido. Hapa you don't come o. Hapa o naido. Oro kẹ̀kẹ́ ẹlẹ́mù yé o. Ilé sọ́dí kẹ̀kẹ́ ẹlẹ́mù rẹ o. Bobby master kẹ̀kẹ́ ẹlẹ́mù rẹ o. Chief Faila ti kẹ̀kẹ́ ẹlẹ́mù rẹ o. Eruku lẹ̀lẹ̀ ẹlẹ́mù dé. Eruku lẹ̀lẹ̀ ẹgbẹ́ ẹlẹ́mù dòdò jàre o. Eruku lẹ̀lẹ̀ Ghana ti dé ẹgbẹ́ bọ́dì o. Ọmọ ẹlẹ́yẹ ẹ̀yẹ o ó dilé o. Odúyẹ̀lá ẹ̀yẹ o ó dilé o. Petrosonama ẹ̀yẹ o ó dilé o. Petrosodúnkẹ́ ẹ̀yẹ rẹ̀ ó dilé o. Ẹlẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ọ̀run mú ìní o. Àkùkọ ọ̀run mẹ́kọ̀. Ikú kò ní ríwà gbéṣe o.
And there it is, the K guys. Àkùkọ ọ̀run mẹ́kọ̀ ìgbàlà tí ele. Ikú kò ní rí wa gbéṣe ìgbàlà tí ele. So ikú kò ní rí wa gbéṣe, as guys I bring you this. 2023 Atiku 2023 Atiku, Saraki, Tambuwal, others in proxy war over People's Democratic Party's tickets. So the knights are now drawn and the battle to the finish. The survival of the fittest. My money on Atiku in that space, I cannot see past who would get that ticket. It's really between those three. But in order of hierarchy, Atiku probably most likely, Tambuwal probably, and then Saraki a distant third. But out of the three, actually, I wouldn't mind Saraki as the president because at least he speaks a language that we understand. So can he match that language to performance is something that I wouldn't mind tested. Still with the 2023 politics, Nigerians should be aware of insincere politicians using restructuring to campaign. So it is AFENIFERE alarming to the space, and it's almost guaranteed, you can take it to the bank, that restructuring will be one of the languages, in fact, the marquee language that quite a lot of the leading politicians is going to use as a campaign tool in this upcoming election, because the Nigerian population will force that onto the agenda and have it addressed. But how would this be addressed in a way that reassures? Approach with caution and skepticism, AFENIFERE wants. As again, 2023, Nigerians should be aware of insincere politicians using restructuring to campaign. A headline attributed to AFENIFERE. So a headline attributed to AFENIFERE, hold on. So a headline attributed to AFENIFERE to this, Like father, like son, Obasanjo decorates son, promoted to Army Brigadier General. So now the Nigerian Army essentially a career uh, space for the Obasanjo family, as it is certainly with a lot of military-based families. So Obasanjo promotes his son to a Brigadier General. As again, like father, like son, Obasanjo decorates son promoted to Army Brigadier General. So that's that, and reactions to that as well. See what people are making of that. Nigerians react as Obasanjo decorates son with a new rank. So we'll go through that just to see what is in play. And then we'll stop here with that human interest story that we're trying to introduce to the sessions. This now why Nigerians drink a lot. Why we patronize beer parlor to avoid this now why Nigerians drink a lot. We patronize beer parlors to avoid nagging wives, domestic issues, Nigerian men. So that primarily the reason why you find Uncle Tunde and brother Uche claiming that they are watching football but just getting drunk to escape their plight in life. So we land on that. We could land on that, or we may land on this. This now a story of 2 days ago. Nnamdi Kanu denied being IPOB member government. So Nnamdi Kanu recently took his plea bargain, and it looks as though in that plea, he may well have distanced himself from the movement that a lot of people have thought that he leads. So quite what is in play there, we find out too. So plenty to go through. So kick back, lean back, relax. The hyperlink in the comment section that says StreamYard. Click on that if you want to come join live on screen. If you're a new voice, then you are equally welcome. If you're an old voice, you're welcome too. So just a mixed bag of opinions is what essentially we're looking to sample. What you should be doing though is to be clicking the thumbs up button and sharing the streams as you're coming in, because we will now want to propel the channel aggressively. So click on like, share the links, and of course you should be subscribed. So whilst you are doing that, let me entertain you with a little bit of music from the Eastern Quarters, and of course another Python dance.
Python that's one, Python that's two, now Python that's a three. Unapoli Mary Nandi win the war. Python that's one, Python that's two, now Python that's a three. Unapoli Mary Nandi go only do I walk. O Mary Nizu Giroya Abakare. Mamanda Ora, Unapuri Mary Nandi win the war. Python that's one, Python that's two, now Python that's a three. Unapuri Mary Nandi win the war. Python that's one, Python that's two, now Python that's a three. Unapuri Mary Nandi win the war. Python that's one, Python that's two, now Python that's a three. Unapoli Mary Nandi win the war. Python that's one, Python that's two, now Python that's a three. Unapoli Mary Nandi win the war. Python that's one, Python that's two, now Python that's a three. Unapoli Mary Nandi.
And there you heard it. The rumors persist in the East. Nnamdi wins the war. Well, Nnamdi may not necessarily have won the war, but he certainly won a battle with that court judgment that went in his favor just a couple of days ago, declaring that Python dance an illegality. So Nnamdi Kanu certainly wins a battle. As guys, I bring you this. 2023, Atiku, Saraki, Tambuwal, others in proxy war over People's Democratic Party's ticket. A proxy war has emerged amongst contenders for the 2023 presidential ticket of the People's Democratic Party. Let me start that all over again. A proxy war has emerged amongst contenders for the 2023 presidential ticket of the People's Democratic Party (PDP), top sources informed correspondents. Those who have signified interest for the opposition party's presidential slot include former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, former Senate Presidents Pius Ayim and Bukola Saraki, Governors Aminu Tambuwal Sokoto and Bala Mohammed Bauchi. Others are former Kano State Governor Rabiu Kwakwanso, industrialist Mazi Ohia Bunwa, and you see, it was serious until we got to this, and Ovations magazine publisher Dele Mamudu. Atiku's former aide and political associate Segun Showunmi fired the first salvo in his letter to the PDP Governors Forum last week, asking the party to reject kindergarten president and commander-in-chief. Sowunmi's letter was viewed as a veiled reference to younger contenders in the race against 75-year-old Atiku. The letter reads in part, "Everyone wants to be president after Buhari, but not everyone can do the work that a post-Buhari president will be called upon to do. Presidential powers and privileges mean nothing if the prerequisite experience is absent. We cannot jump from frying pan to fire." Spokesman of a group within the PDP, Dr. Rufus Omere, defended the young element jostling for the PDP ticket. He queried Atiku's political relevance above other aspirants. Writing under the aegis of PDP Action 2023, Omere questioned Showunmi's classification of Atiku as an experienced politician. Omere stated, "With respect to relevant experience for the top job, let us x-ray the candidates. Atiku Abubakar's public sector experience consists of Deputy Director of Customs, subordinate position. He never became Chief Executive of Customs and Excise. The buck never for one day stopped on his table in the Customs Service." Bear with me. So yes, the buck never for one day stopped on his table in the Customs Service. He became Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, a highly exalted office, but he was never a chief executive. He only carried out instructions of his boss, President Olusegun Obasanjo. He never had the experience of a chief executive. The buck never stopped at his table. The president could accept or reject his recommendations. He didn't have relevant direct experience of the top job. So, wherein lies the famed experience of Atiku Abubakar, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar? He clearly doesn't have the requisite public sector experience. Other aspirants seem to have better public service experience. Some have solid private sector experience as chief executives. Tambuwal, Saraki, and Ayim headed houses of legislature at the federal level as chief executives. The buck stopped on their table as speakers and president of the Senate. Tambuwal, Bala Mohammed, Wike, and Saraki have relevant executive experience as governors. They have seen it all from the executive point of view. They took decisions at the executive level in their states and have direct and first-hand experience in formulation and execution of government policies. So that is what the counter argument is. So you can see that the knives are drawn within the PDP. So that is it. So lack of experience, small boy, that is the Atiku argument, and the perennial number 2 is the counterweight. So knives are drawn in that run now to the ticket for the PDP. But the name in contention, they are now certainly gathering, and it looks as though the ticket will now come from, or rather go to one of these names, Atiku Abubakar or Pius Anyim, I don't know if he has a chance. Bukola Saraki, his chances somewhat. Governor Aminu Tambuwal, his chances maybe. Bala Mohammed, his chances maybe. Wiki, his chances somewhat. But amongst all of those, now the ticket of the PDP, and add to that makes that clamor for a southern president, and it bodes for interesting times within the PDP. 2023, Nigerians should beware of insincere politicians using restructuring to campaign. AFENIFERE making the headline. AFENIFERE group in the United Kingdom, UK, and Europe has urged Nigerians to take the opportunity of the 2023 election to vote in the right leaders who will restructure the country. The Pan-Yoruba group made the call in a statement issued on Thursday by its secretary, Anthony Adayi. According to the statement, restructuring is the only solution to Nigeria's progress. It warned Nigerians to beware of politicians using restructuring to campaign without intending to carry it out when they get into office, the statement reads. Nigeria needs creative and innovative leaders to make the country a better place for all. Nigeria needs leaders who will restructure the country. The current structure in the country is corrupt, one devoid of checks and balances, and capable of destroying everything our forefathers labored for. It promotes injustice, oppression, and violence. It encourages laziness, immorality, and disunity. A structure that allows the federal government to spend over 70% of its budget on recurrent expenditure and less than 30% on capital expenditure cannot make modern progress. Cannot make modern progress. Insecurity is destroying the country already as lives and properties are being lost on a daily basis. The question is, what are the problems? The question is, what are the problems? What do these people who are bent on destroying Nigeria want? The answer is to restructure the country so that everyone can feel some sense of belonging. Since massive corruption, embezzlement of public funds, poor accountability, high cost of governance, and the crisis of legitimacy, recurring ethnic, regional, and religious clashes, abuse of constitution and constitutionalism, etc., have thwarted Nigeria's socio-economic and political development. We, therefore, need leaders who can restore we therefore need leaders who can restructure the federal status as presently constituted. We urge all Nigerians to explore the 2023 elections to deepen democracy and enhance the frontier of true federalism in Nigeria. We know already that politicians are going to use restructuring to campaign, so Nigerians should scorn anyone that will use restructuring as a campaign issue again. They have taken us for a ride for too long. They are also banking on palliatives and money at the polling units to buy their way into office. They are perfecting arrangements to compromise security agents and the judiciary, including INEC officials, to ensure their victory come 2023. We therefore appeal to Nigerians to understand that the idea for restructuring is aimed at ensuring balanced national development, unity, and peaceful coexistence, and be ready to vote and ensure that their votes count. So there it is right there. The outtake of that essentially is that restructuring is going to be in play again. Restructuring is going to be the theme of this upcoming campaign. There's no other way, because that is what is at the heart of the Nigerian want. Nigerians want restructuring, and whether or not the politicians want that on their agenda for their campaign, Nigerians are going to force it onto the agenda on their campaign. Every media interview, every debate, restructuring will be at the heart of it. But how that quite is tackled, and is it tackled sufficiently enough to satiate and assure Nigerians that this time around we would get a country that we want? That is where the question is. So tick tock, the clock counts down. Tick tock, the clock counts down as I bring you this. Like father, like son, Obasanjo decorates son promoted to Army Brigadier General. Former President Olusegun Obasanjo has decorated his look-alike son, Adebayo, who was recently promoted to the rank of a brigadier general in the Nigerian army. The Nigerian leader, who retired from the army as a general, decorated his son at the Nigerian Army Engineers Headquarters in Bonny Camp, Victoria Island, Lagos. Adebayo made headlines in 2014 when he was shot by Boko Haram insurgents in Adamawa State. His father had flown to Jos Plateau State the next day to join his son, who was being treated at a hospital there. Some of Adebayo's colleagues lost their lives in that tragic encounter. So then it's essentially the pictures that tell the tale. So there you are, Daddy, like father, like son. At least he's taking a bullet, unlike unlike the rest of them who just take dollars. So reactions to that, Nigerians react as Obasanjo decorates son with new rank. So let's now see. Nigerians are well, you never can tell with Nigerians. Reactions have trailed the decoration of Adebayo Obasanjo with the new rank of Brigadier General by his father, former President Olusegun Obasanjo. Correspondents report that Obasanjo had on Wednesday decorated his son with the new rank following his recent promotion from Colonel to Brigadier General in the Nigerian Army. The former president decorated his son at an event held at the Nigerian Army Engineers Headquarters in Bonny Camp, Victoria Island, Lagos. Although the decoration is usually done by the spouse and a superior officer, Obasanjo was accorded the honor of being a former head of state and an ex-president. Recall that Adebayo was shot in the leg by Boko Haram in Bazaar in Adamawa State on September the 8th, 2014, and was treated for some months before recovering. Some soldiers under the platoon he commanded died in the attack. Adebayo had been deployed to the battlefield from the 3rd Division in Jos Plateau State. Nigerians have taken to social media to congratulate the former president's son on his new rank and wish him well in his endeavors, whilst others knock the former president over his son's achievement. So that's typically Nigerians. That's okay. Let's just see what's been said. So Lado, the first commentator, congratulations, sir. Congratulations, sir. More appointments and promotions shall come your way in Jesus' name. So it starts on a positive. So Zeke comes in. I doubt if there is any general that doesn't have at least one of his kids in the military. They mostly have more than one, especially here in the north. Lucky comes in. Preparing this one for Aso Rock already. I won't be surprised any day he comes in for, and then ... Another one, John Way. The son is a very good and nice officer, honestly. Once met him in Zaria as an engineer commander. May Almighty God bless him with more promotions and good health. So all positive so far. Oludane wrote, wow, it's great when you see your son follow your good step and he's doing great in it. What a proud father he would be right now. So yes, that you can give, even though you are anti-Obasanjo. King Kong Feast is the next commentator. The elite knows the power of the armed forces and police. They keep slotting their children in. Stephen says he deserves it at least. Bandits short arm for leg some time ago, but he survived it. So him don't pay the price, which is what I was saying. Yes, I no even sure say him papa don't collect that kind bullet before, faced with tears of joy. So there it is. It all seems positive to me. I've not yet seen a negative one. This rounds it off. A rank well deserved. Congratulations, my commander. So congratulations seems to be the Nigerian response to Obasanjo's son being promoted to a brigadier general. So Nigerians now, they promote themselves to the office to the beer parlor from the office. Every single man coming back from work doesn't go straight back home. They go to Mama Put and Mama Uchena and drink stout and whatever. But why do they do that? We patronize beer parlors to avoid nagging wives' domestic issues, Nigerian men. So why exactly do Nigerian men spend most of their times in beer parlors? Pubs, pubs, popularly called beer parlors, is a thriving business in Nigeria that attracts patronage from many clients daily. A trip to some beer parlors in Lagos on Thursday revealed that men are the major customers compared to women. So I certainly have never seen a woman of free will go into a beer parlor and order a drink. She may well go there in the company of a man or some toaster or something, but I've never seen a woman of free will walk into a beer parlor and order a beer. Research has also shown that most men who do white collar jobs dominate 50% of the beer parlors. However, some of their opinions are far away from the thinking of what most men go there to do. Most women probably think it is where their husbands take girlfriends for relaxation and fun. Others who usually visit joints after work stated they go there to relax and relieve tension. Samuel Sualam Ola, who usually visits a beer parlor in Ikorodu area of Lagos, says he visits there to cool off from work stress before going home to face another family stress. I prefer to stop over at beer parlor so that my wife and children would have slept before I get home. Whenever I get home on time, my family issues will give me stress. So I prefer to stay out late in a beer parlor, admits Mr. Ola. Another businessman, Thomas Ojo, disclosed that he visits beer parlor to probably mingle with the right people to discuss the happenings both at home and abroad. I usually go there to mix up with people of different caliber and status in order to know the happenings around me, Mr. Ojo said. We discuss politics to catch up with the happenings in the country so that we get the updates of issues. He added, if I decide to go home straight, there may not be light, or probably my generator might be faulty and I won't be able to listen to the news. Also, John Taufik said that drinking beer makes him forget his problems because it provides him happiness. I would rather go to beer parlor to drink before going home so that I can forget my problems. Beer gives me happiness, especially the ones with alcohol, added Mr. Taufik. Ordinarily, if I go home straight, I will be thinking of bad things. According to Emmanuel, a businessman, going to beer parlor is because he loves to drink beer and nothing else. I don't have issues at home, but the truth is that I must branch at a beer parlor to drink and have fun. Aliu, Jimo, and Artisan said he prefers to stop over at beer parlors before going home because he does not have a peaceful home. I stop at beer parlors to avoid trouble at home. My wife is the nagging type who picks a quarrel with me at any time, Mr. Jimo pointed out. I do not always want to go home early, so there won't be issues. I always drink beer to stupor in order not to listen to her nagging. Moses Matthew said he stops at beer parlors to drink before going home to avoid paying bills at home. When I get home early, my children will bring me unnecessary. When I get home early, my children will bring unnecessary bills on my table. Even my wife will be telling me of the Asho Ebi she wants to buy, Mr. Matthew revealed. I go to beer parlor to drink in order to get home late, and by the time they wake up in the morning, I would have gone out. So that's essentially the reasons why men go to beer parlors in Lagos, essentially just to uh, to just to escape the family. Essentially is the outtake from that. It's just really just the weight of all that noise making in the home, and of course no light and everything. So that's essentially why men visit our beer parlors in Nigeria. So let's land on this as a final talking point. Nnamdi Kanu denied being an IPOB member. Buhari government. The Nigerian government has disclosed that Nnamdi Kanu denied being a member of the Indigenous People of Biafra IPOB. Shaibu Labaran, counsel to the federal government, said Kanu vehemently, so he did not just deny, but vehemently, said Kanu vehemently denied being a member of the proscribed pro-Biafra group. He disclosed this while speaking with journalists after yesterday's court proceedings at the Federal High Court sitting in Abuja. According to Labaran, one of the charges suggested that the defendant Nnamdi Kanu is a member of IPOB, and he vehemently denied being a member of IPOB. So let's pause there for a moment, because of course 15 charges were leveled against Nnamdi Kanu, and he pleaded not guilty to the entirety of those charges. So if one of those charges is indeed a levy that is a member of IPOB, and he pleaded not guilty to that, then that essentially is a denial of being, if we're being pedantic and we're narrowing it to the facts, that essentially is a denial of being a member of the IPOB. According to Labaran, one of the charges suggested that the defendant, Nnamdi Kanu, is a member of IPOB, and he vehemently denied being a member of IPOB. This is very curious, and we urge Nigerians to see us through how we are going to prove all those charges against the defendant in no time to come. The federal government had on Wednesday rearranged the Biafra agitator on a 15-count charge of treasonable felony. However, Kanu, pleaded not guilty to the charges when read to him. Binta Nyako, the judge, fixed February the 16th to hear an application by the defendant challenging the propriety of his trial as well as competence of the charge against him. Kanu is locked up in the custody of the Department of State Services DSS following his rearrest and repatriation from Kenya in June 2021. He was apprehended for agitating for Biafra and, by extension, Nigeria's breakup. So Kanu, not a member of IPOB. That is the outtake. Ajale Koko, I see you, or do I see you? Are you there, Ajale Koko?
How are you, one man?
I'm good. Good to have you. So let me take you quickly then to the Obasanjo space. So like father, like son, this is what we're seeing. Is this cheerful news, or what are you making of Obasanjo then? They gave him just the fiat, the courtesy to decorate his son with his new ranks. What are you making then, Brigadier General Adebayo Obasanjo?
You know that the prayer of every parent in life is to be alive and see their children doing great things in life. This is what is happening to Obasanjo. He's alive. I mean, he was a general, and while he's still alive, his son joined the military and now rose to the position of Brigadier General. And If that son still remain in military, he has only 2 steps ahead him to be, I think, full general. Because after brigadier general, it's going to be lieutenant general, and after lieutenant general, it's going to be 5-star general. So it's a good thing, and it's blessing to Obasanjo that while he's alive, he can see his child or his children doing great thing in life. One of his son, another son, has taken on his
Farm.
his farm. Is the one in charge of his farm. So it's a blessing to him and a blessing to their family, and that is what parents like to achieve in life. That whatever thing you are doing, particularly in your profession, you want to hand over to your children so that your children can take it to a higher level and continue the family good name in that profession. So congratulations to Baba Obasanjo, and congratulations to the family.
What are you making of the army extending him that courtesy to come and decorate his own son? I thought that was a nice touch.
That is wonderful. It's wonderful, and it shows that the military have a high regard, high respect. They still have that high regard to their former boss, and that is why they can extend it to him. That to show their respect for him as a former general, commander-in-chief of armed forces, and a former president, civilian president, and commander-in-chief of armed forces. So the military did well. It's a whoever in the military that taken that decision took a very strategic decision for Obasanjo to come and
yes, it's a good look for everybody. It looks good for Obasanjo. It looks good for the military. It's a heartwarming narrative,
yes.
And everything you've just said, Ajale Koko, I align myself too. It is the dream of every parent to one, for none of your children to fall off the straight and narrow, but then for them to achieve, and then for them to surpass your achievement. So all of those things playing out for Obasanjo, and then it's playing out in public glare. So congratulations then to Brigadier General Adebayo Obasanjo. There it is. And he took a bullet also. It's not just some Omodadi that they don't just go and hide him away in the office. To be,
Yes.
He took a bullet. So
He took a bullet. He was
yes.
really in front of, at the war front, fighting for the country, fighting against this criminal that's taking the nation to ransom. So he's. I wish him well. I wish him well.
Okay, congratulations to the Obasanjo family. So now let's get back to politics, Ajale Koko, and let's go to this space. Nigerians should be aware of insincere politicians using restructuring to campaign. So it is almost guaranteed. In fact, I cannot see it not happening, that restructuring will be one of the marquee discussion spaces of this upcoming election, as it was in 2015 and it was again in 2019. So they're going to play us that restructuring card again. But how do we handle it when they come calling with that tried and trusted? Because they know that is what we want. So they're going to dangle it in front of us again. But how do we handle that restructuring space in this upcoming political debate for the presidency?
Yes, restructuring for that country cannot be carried out by these untrustworthy politicians, these criminal people we have in power. We saw what how Buhari failed to carry out restructuring that he promised Nigerian before he was elected in 2019. 2015, or is it 2016? He promised Nigerians that he will restructure the country when he gets to power, and Nigerians voted for him. He got there. The document of Constituent Assembly that recommended the restructuring, and now it should be carried out, was submitted to him by former President Jonathan. But since he got that document, he threw it in the dustbin. He never opened it. He never do anything, to implement that restructuring. And this in 6 years in government. In the next, I said 6 years, we're going to have 7 years. So in the next 1 year, be ready to pack out. So nothing is achieved. So how do we trust these people? We cannot trust them. They are not going to do it. And that is the reason why we, the people, should not vote for them. We should vote for new set of people outside these two parties.
But how do we handle that conversation, which is going to be a conversation for the upcoming election? Restructuring is going to be very much, if not, in fact, I cannot, apart from insecurity, it's a toss-up between the two, insecurity and restructuring. You say the two are the same. That will be the number one talking point of the elections. So how do we, as a voting populace, handle this conversation with the politicians, given that we have been here severally and they tease us only to swipe us? So how do we protect that space and guarantee it for 2023? So how do we handle that conversation of restructuring in this upcoming election?
The way to handle it, like I said, one man, is not to vote for these people.
Yeah, but how does that bring us restructuring?
Okay. When we vote them out of power, all the APC candidates, all the PDP candidates, and we have smaller parties around the country. It doesn't matter how many parties that we have in holding different positions in the country. If there are 20 parties or 30 parties, then you will see alignment. You will see party trying to form alliance across the country, and that is when the restructuring will begin. Party will begin to identify among themselves who believe in restructuring, and that alliance will give us restructuring, because we are having new set of leadership with vision, with
is that not somewhat of a long-winded approach? And that seems a bit more of a far reach than to hold the traditional parties to that space and guarantee it. So it's easier to achieve guaranteeing it via the two main parties than for this convoluted potpourri that they're describing.
The two main parties. We have seen what they have done to the nation since they have been in power since 1999. They have not achieved anything good for the progress of the country and for the good of Nigerian people. So if for over 20 years they are in power, they could not do anything to benefit Nigerian people, we should regard them as failure, and we should do something new. Something new is by voting for new parties, and let's start from there. governance.
What guarantees should we be expect? Because new parties or old parties, what we want is something sacrosanct, something that nails down a certainty. So how do we nail down the certainty in the restructuring narrative, new or old party? Because we cannot just take it on a promise or a say so anymore. We've seen that with Buhari and we've seen that with others. We know they will say anything to get into power, but how do we nail it down? How do we nail down a certainty
Yeah,
on that space? Because that's where we need to be able to hold it down so that to guarantee that that will be the number one agenda, we need to be able to do that.
yeah, the ideology of every party and the political will when the party are forming that alliance or alliances will nail down that the idea of restructuring, and the parties that are forming alliances will have it in their as part of their ideology, as part of their program, and since they are new people, new set of leadership, they will really want to do something good for the nation. And what is most important for us that will open a new chapter as a nation that is moving up progressively is to kick out these people that are occupying our space.
Because Buhari must be the last president of Nigeria under this configuration.
Yes.
It must be the last under this configuration. The country must, as a matter of urgency and necessity and immediacy, be reconfigured if it continues to be a country. Buhari must be the last that we experience of this type.
Yes. So we people have to take up that courage, and we have to think about the future of the coming generation by kicking these people out. If we fail to kick them out and these people continue, this Nigerian structure work for this politician. We have to change the structure of Nigeria, and we need new set of people, not these people. They cannot do it because this structure work for them. It is this structure that give them that pay, the highest pay politician in the world. It is this structure that give them that security, 24-hour security around them. And they don't give the people that security. They don't secure the country. It is this structure that give them that power to continue to corner our resources to their own advantage and not to the advantage of Nigeria. So this structural problem we have in Nigeria, this structural political problem we have to change it. And it is a new set of people. If we are going to see people of like mind, people that really believe in the development of Nigeria, in bringing people together, in bringing that unity. We need the unity of the people to do it. And the alliances will bring that unity. Because when you see a progressive party in the south, in the east, in the north, in coming with a new set of people, we need technocrats to come in. We need professionals to come into politics to save this nation.
I think we are looping around this conversation because the conversation we've had severally. And what you are describing is not something that is appearing in this round now, because the next talking points that I'm going to take you to is the names in contention for the PDP, and those names are pretty much rinse and repeat, just traditional names, So I'm not quite sure if the build-up to 2023 election facilitates for this paradigm shift that you would like to see.
What I'm saying, one man, is that we have other political parties right there in that country. We have People Redemption Party, we have AAC, we have some other party, we have UPN, Unity Party of Nigeria. We have some other parties in play.
Who brought that back? Who brought that back?
No, it's in play. It's there. There was one guy that contested for the president, and some other person contested in the 2019 election. They are there. It's just our people don't vote for them. We allow this.
That's our party.
Oh yeah. We have some people that brought it back. So people just don't believe in smaller party. They thought this big party with media support, and they show all this thing on TV, and this smaller party does not have money to give to media, but instead of media to have the courage in covering the smaller party as well, they don't cover them. They cover these two parties, so it make it look as if the smaller party are not in existence, or no other party in existence, and so people don't does not know them. But we can promote them. It's the time for Nigerian people to stand up and promote and go for this smaller party. They can be the savior of us. We don't need to have. Nigeria is a multi-ethnic society, different nations within that country. We don't need to have two parties to control us. No. We can have different parties. We can have, like in Lagos, as we have Lagos. Maybe
well,
it should be like
are you talking about regional politics? Is that regional politics?
That look, one man, it is not going to be. Look, even if it is regional, let's say my own party, the party I'm supporting, is controlling 3 local governments in Lagos. Who are the people that are going to occupy that position of local government position in Lagos on those 3 local governments? They are going to be local people there. So local people right there will have, without no godfather. It's the people that vote them there. They will be responsible to the people. It's not Tinubu, it's not all these godfather that put them there. So we have a party in existence now that are controlled by godfather, and the politician that they appointed for position that they appointed, they put out there for us, that we voted in for, are not responsible for us, but to the godfather, because they know that that godfather have that political power to take them out of that position and replace them with another person. And that is what happened in Lagos when you see last governor was taken out by Tinubu and replaced it with this thing. So what I'm trying to say, if we have parties controlling our different spaces, that we, the people, voted the representative in power, they will be responsible to us, because they know if they don't do according to what they promise, we, the people, can vote them out as well. So that is what we need. And when you see parties in smaller parties controlling different spaces, when it comes to general election, like what do you call it, presidential, they will form alliances, and that is alliances will bring about agreement between them that this is our candidate for presidency, and that candidate they are putting there must go and fulfill what they agreed upon to do in the party, for the nation. And that is the only thing that can save that nation, but not these two parties. These two parties does not represent Nigerian people. Look at the structure. Look at the structure of that. Even from the purchasing of power, purchasing of form for elective position, to contest an elective position, like APC, they released recently that to buy the form for the assembly position in the state, is you are going to pay 850,000 naira just for the form. So if you want to contest for National Assembly position like Senate or Federal House of Rep, the cost of the form is 3,800,000. So what does that tell you? That tell you that if you are just ordinary folk that really want to serve your people, if you don't have money in your pocket, you cannot serve. Because from the purchase of funds for nomination, you cannot buy the form if you are just ordinary form. So it's meant for people that are rich or people that can be sponsored by political godfather to go and represent their own interests and their interests alone, and not the interest of the people. So we don't have political party that are people's-oriented party, that are people-sponsored party, that are people that's a party that represent the interest of the people. That is the problem that we are facing. So when we have smaller party of our own that can really represent us in our local government, in our state, a smaller party, that is what we need, can save us. Otherwise, if we want to continue with this system and these people in place, the future is look really, really, really bad for the people of that country.
Oh, all right, thank you. Charles, you wanted to come in?
Yeah, like I think January Coco is like, I think he's wishing but not gonna happen. It's a dream that you can't wish. It's not gonna happen. You know the truth. They're not gonna happen.
Okay.
Why? I'm
why
saying
is
not
that?
happen. You could wish that, but you know in Nigeria not gonna happen when the richest people control everything. You actually said, why all the president of Nigeria have to get approval by the guy up in the north? The guy has to get approval to be president. It's not gonna happen. They have to approve them to become president, basically. So basically the southern people can't do anything, but they have to be approved to be president by them. So nothing gonna change. So there's two, and these two parties are the same thing. APT and PDP are basically the same party. One day they'll shoot to APC, one day the guy will shoot to PDP. They're all the same people. They are the same core people who switch parties every time.
Yes, you are somewhat right, and I somewhat agree with you, Charles. That even though what Ajale Koko has described is what we will all likely to see, is the chances of it happening is just so remote, especially within the Nigerian landscape. There's just it's just so distant, but we would like to see it, but it doesn't seem just realistic.
Even in America only have two major parties. They have no other parties. I don't know what Jank is saying. In America, they have been two major parties. That's it. In America,
I think that's what plays out in most democracies.
Yeah.
You have two major parties, and then you have all these satellite pecuniary parties like Greenpeace, like Save the Children, these little parties that are just narrowing. But we can always hope.
Different in America, at least the people stay with their own party. They don't go back and forth like Nigeria. They stay. They stay in their belief.
Yeah, because in America, as in the UK, they play politics of ideology. So whatever your instinct is, that determines your politics, and then that determines your party. But in Nigeria and Africa, they play politics of money and power. So whatever gets you quickest to those two things,
that's why
they go back and forth.
That's why in Nigeria you can't even tell what they believe. You can't even tell what the person believes.
No, they have no ideology. It's just power and money. That's just it. Nothing else.
He'll pretend he likes his people. One day he'll change and pretend he doesn't. You don't know what he wants. Even at your party, before the election starts, that's what they do. They go in the street, pretend they're like a normal person, give them money. Then the people will be deceived. Those poor people will be deceived. Pretend, oh, this guy's for me. He's basically like Tinubu, basically pay the people to vote for him. You can't buy people vote. Let them choose.
Well, you can. You can buy people's votes.
Yeah, but buying people vote, it shows me that you just make the people to fail for you to like it. That's not fair. I think that's what Nigerian people are suffering to this day, because a lot of the parties buy them. They use them like chickens, because they know they're poor. They know they have money. They basically buy them just so they can get rich, get more richer. The poor people get more poor people. Nigeria should have a middle class, but it doesn't. That's sad.
Yes. The middle class has been wiped out as a result of bad economics and corruption.
Yeah, and the sad part is that people in Nigeria are suffering the pain. We are suffering the pain because we have to pay those people. We have to get the money every time. So the people in Nigeria the people that's suffering the pain. The Nigerian government, if Nigerian government actually help the people back home, then people that's will not be suffering and send money at home. Because now they can't take care of their kids. Because that's why we people back home. You see, that's sad. People are suffering. Prices going high, food prices going high. People can't even eat. People can't even eat the good food in Nigeria. They can't, because people are suffering. The food is so expensive.
All right, thank you, Charles. So I'll go back to Ajane Koko, but first let me just call for people to thumbs up the stream. We have 70 to 80 people fluctuating, but around about 10, 11 thumbs up. So the figures don't add up. So just thumb up the stream, and if you're not subscribed already, then please do that. So do that in quick motions, and then we carry on. So subscribe and definitely thumbs up. But we're talking about restructuring, and we're talking about the future of Nigeria. And the names in play for the PDP are Atiku Abubakar, Pius Ayim, Bukola Saraki, Tambuwal, Bala Mohammed, and Wike. So and Kwakwanso as well, and Dele Momodu, and then there's Sam Ohwa Bunwa. So those are the names that are in play for the PDP so far. Atiku playing the language of experience, and people that are countering him, they are playing the language of a perennial second person. So what are you making of this PDP ticket, the battle for it, Ajane Koko?
I think the game they are playing is senseless. Senseless is in the sense that they are opposition party, and their party is getting weaker every day. The energy that they are deploying on attack each other should be used for bringing people together in their party, should be used in going out there to Nigerian people, telling Nigerian people the problem that this administration has put the nation through. They should draw a contrast between their party and APC, and just try to mobilize Nigeria to vote for them instead of attacking each other, shooting each other. One person is more experienced than the other. The others are like a baby, and the other side responding. Atiku does not have experience.
Chief executive experience.
Yeah.
What are you making of that as an as an argument? A multi-billionaire CEO of several large conglomerates, they are saying he doesn't have executive experience. What is the meaning of that?
It's politics now. They just try to ridicule
it. Of course, it's going to be dirty. Politics in Nigeria, if you are an observer, is a real, I always love it when they turn up on telly and start to blow their grammar. Your mouth will be open. Wait, what?
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
He just tried to ridicule his image and say, "Oh, if the president doesn't give him anything, he has no job to do. If he just sit down there, the box does not stop at the table. So what is he talking about?" So they have to hit him back. So, but what I'm trying to say is that they should devote that energy in mobilizing Nigeria, in going out there to campaign their campaign program to Nigeria, that they can do better and not be attacking each other. Their party is not in good shape. Their party is losing ground every day because a lot of governors have moved from from PDP to APC. So they are, they are getting weaker every day, and they are not in power. And they know what power means in Nigeria. The person in power can use the power to suppress and to to destroy them and destabilize them. So because the person in power have all the power, he has the police in his control, he have the military in his control, they have the what do you call it? They have the electoral commission in control. They have the Supreme Court judge is in their control. So they have everything that they can use to destabilize their party. So it's time for them to restructure their party, reorganize their party, go out there to Nigerian people and let Nigerian people tell Nigerian people reason why they should vote for them. Tell Nigerian people the good that they did while they were in power and all that progress that they brought to the nation while they are in power. Compare it to what APC has done. This is what they should be doing. They should speak in the voice of unity, and they should not. They should not go personal against each other. They can speak on their program, on different program they have for Nigerian people, and not do politics of boba obu, let's say.
All right.
So that's what they should be doing.
All right, thank you, Ajande Koko. Let me just draw the attention of the people viewing to the thumbs up again. You are looking at the same data that I'm looking at, so I'm not saying anything you don't see. So you can see there are 81 people watching right now, and there are 20 thumbs up. That's not even a quarter. So how that doesn't even marry up when you have 87 now people watching and 21 people thumbed up. So thumb it up, share it, the usual things that you do on these spaces. That's just to propel the algorithm. So when next time looking at data, those datas is changed significantly. At least half the people, if not more, watching should be thumbing it up at the very least. But let me still hold you in that spot, Adanle Koko, and the names in contention for the PDP. Is there anybody that you vest hope in amongst all of them? One, and who do you think stands the most chance of them? Two, so let me just, for the purposes of people new to the conversation, recite the names in contention for the PDP again: Atiku Abubakar, Bukola Saraki, Pius Anyim, Governor Aminu Tambuwal, Governor Bala Mohammed, our former Governor Rabiu Kwakwanso, industrialist Masi Sam Ohua Bungwa, and Ovation Magazine publisher Dele Mamodu, Governor Wike, also in contention. So out of all of that, who stands the most chance? One, and who would you, if any at all, vest hope on amongst the runners and riders? PDP, the candidates, Ajanle Koko.
The only person that I can see that I can pick out among them is Dele Momodu.
God, is that not just the joke figure of the Dele Momodu?
Well,
are you prepared? Are you prepared as a country to foot the feeding budget of that guy?
Let me tell you one man, Dele Momodu
Dilemma model. They are saying Atiku doesn't have executive something. So what? How the? Come on now, yeah, Jale Koko about
Yeah.
eh?
Can I tell you my reason why I'm choosing Dele Momodu?
Go on. It better be good though.
Yeah. Every other candidate there are practical politicians. They've held one position or the other before, and all of them have one issue or the other hanging around them when it comes to corruption. Corruption cases hanging around each one of them that you have mentioned. And at this present time, in the history of that country, we have seen what corruption have done to that country. These people participated, they perpetrate corruption, they have contributed to the economic woes of this country, and we should not support anyone that partook in the destruction of Nigeria. So all of them partook in the destruction of that country. So that is my reason of not going. So Dele Momodu have demonstrated for many years as
Can you imagine PDP giving their tickets to Dele Momodu? You know, they might as well not field anybody at all.
I don't see him
zero
getting
chance. Zero chance.
I don't see him.
Who would vote for him? Who would vote for Dele Momodu in Nigeria?
You will be surprised.
Would Mukhtar vote for him? Would Okechukwu vote for him? Even Bayo, would Bayo vote for them? Nobody.
You will be surprised
Is
that millions of Nigeria will come out and vote for him because he is somebody that have no bad record. There's nothing that you can put out there against him.
But Dele Momodu has a lesser political cachet and pedigree than Sowore, and even Sowore, he got 40,000 votes.
Let me tell you this. At this present moment in that country, and with what that country is going through, a lot of people are looking for a new face. And Dele Momodu will fit into that. If they bring Dele Momodu out, I am telling you, the middle class that have been calling to come and vote will jump into the race, will come out in their millions to vote for him. Because this guy has really distinguished himself as a person that can manage human and material resources.
How so? How has he done that?
Yeah, his Ovation magazine is a magazine of international repute.
It's a gossip magazine. It's a gossip. It's a party Owambe magazine. That's what it is.
But he has been able to manage this magazine not only in Nigeria, but took it around the world. Somebody that can do that, you know, he have that capacity of managing people and resources. He started from nothing, and he brought it to.
He did not start from nothing. Or Abiola funded that magazine.
No, it's not Abiola that funded it.
No. According to his own confession, Dele Momodu.
How did Abiola, when Abiola was...
He went to London and he met Abiola and he described what he wanted to do. And I think Abiola gave him about £50,000 right on the spot. And that was what birthed that magazine.
No. What Abiola gave him, when Abiola gave him that money you're talking about, was when he was preparing for his marriage. When he started the Ovation magazine, Abiola was in jail in Nigeria. He
I'm not
escaped.
sure. I have to go
Yeah,
and dig that up because I heard him in his own words say Abiola funded him.
well,
But
so
nevertheless, the
Abiola
publisher
was
of a gossip magazine is hardly
okay.
the.
Let's even agree. Let me even agree with you
Mm,
because my own story might not be correct as you are saying
mm,
that you had
mm,
it. So one of us have a right. Let's even agree that he was given £50,000,
mm.
and from £50,000, he has been able to develop or to turn it over to millions.
Into a moderately successful gossip magazine.
Well, successful magazine, and that, by what he has done with that magazine, selling it around the world, that magazine has propelled him to a leadership position where he has met around the world several leaders. That magazine alone put him in a position, propel him to a position of leadership where
Mm.
he has met several leaders around the
Is
world.
he a better
So,
candidate than Showore? Is he a better candidate than Showore? Dele Mamadou.
no, I will not say he's a better candidate.
Okay, so who is
Than,
better then? Who is better as a candidate?
if I have two of them, I will go for Shore.
All right.
I will vote for
But
Shore.
we saw how Showore did in the last election.
Well, Nigerian election is not a transparent election. It's an election where they manipulate figures and do things. It's never a transparent election. So that is why we are saying that it is time for us. It is time for change, and we, the people, have to be very courageous to carry out that change. And the only way to carry out the change, to have real democracy working in that country, is to vote these people out. When we vote these two parties out of power, then democracy will come into play. You will see people participation in democracy, people negotiating tribe and tribe and region negotiation with each other. And that is when people will really come to a common agreement on how to run a nation. But now, the way we are, the way the country is structured, we cannot have a working country. It cannot work. The constitution is fraud. We have to rewrite it, and it's only when we have new set of people that have that vision to develop that country, they will come together with alliance. Alliances will bring about the rewriting of the constitution that will work for the people. And that is when you don't have a constitution that is meant to work for you, the people. How do you think the country is going to work? So the country is not going to work. And this is what gave this criminal impact. This constitution gave them so much power. And that is why they don't want to relinquish power to our people, because it gave them so much power to continue to control and manipulate the people. All the power belongs to them and not to the people. So, but when we have smaller party that people can form alliances between tribes, between, communities, you will see people participation, and you will see a situation where we will come to an agreement on writing a constitution that can work for us. That is the only way out, one man. So Dele Momodu is the only one I can single out among them, because he does not have any case of corruption on him. But the rest of them, they have one case or the other on corruption with EFCC. So these are not the people, for us to even mention their name at any time. We don't have to mention them. They should pack up and go. We should sack them.
Oh, all right. Thank you, Ajanle Koko. So it's still inviting people to thumbs up the stream as I take Ajanle Koko to another talking point. So Ajanle Koko, he was presented in court and the charges were amended to add on to already existing charges to make 15. So for all of the charges were read out one by one, all 15 of them. And he only said 2 words in response to every single charge, not guilty. So not guilty was the response that he gave to every single charge. So they got to the charge then that you, Nnamdi Kanu, are a member of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB. And Nnamdi Kanu said not guilty. So not guilty essentially dissociating himself from IPOB, and Nnamdi Kanu now, on oath in a court of law, denies being a member of IPOB. What are you making then of this rather Judas-like position by Umar Hiabon?
For Kanu to say that he's not guilty to all the charges put against him does not mean that he's dissociating himself.
Well, he was charged with being a member of IPOB. He said he's not guilty.
Yeah, he said he's not guilty.
But that means he's not then a member of IPOB.
That's not true, one man.
They said he was charged that you, Nnamdi Kanu, you are a member of the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB. Not guilty. I am not a member of IPOB.
We have not seen the detail of the charges. So if they are charging him for inciting people.
No, that's a different charge, but that specific charge of being a member of IPOB, he said not guilty.
No, that is not what happened. What actually
that's
happened?
What the lawyer has recounted.
No, that is government lawyer you are listening to. You are listening to propaganda. You're listening to lie. These are people that you cannot trust whatever they say. What really happened was that, according to Kanu's lawyer, he denied that IPOB is a terrorist organization. That was what he denied. He didn't deny that he is a member of IPOB. He never disassociated himself from IPOB, but he denied that allegation that they are terrorist organization. That was what he denied, that they are not terrorist organization, but rather an association of people fighting for justice and fighting for the freedom of their people. That one is clear. So this government official
do you not acknowledge the irony, Ajanle Koko, of this person that spent years and years calling everybody saboteur, everybody saboteur, and come at the hour now, he turns his back. Are you, Nnamdi Kanu, you are a member of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB? No, not guilty. I am not a member of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB. Turns his back.
I have told you that his lawyer have clarified what happened. The charges was that IPOB a terrorist organization. And he said IPOB, he is not a member of IPOB that they describe as terrorist organization. So IPOB is not a terrorist organization. That was what he was telling them. And that is the right position for him to take. He cannot accept IPOB being labeled as terrorist organization. They are not terrorist organization. So if government labeled them as that terrorist organization and he said he's not a member of IPOB that is terrorist organization, I belong to IPOB fighting for justice and freedom of Biafran people. So the right is on point. The guy is on point. It's not. I mean, they try to use some kind of technical language, to pin him down, and he smartly kick their butt and tell them that you don't know what you are saying, you don't know what you are doing, and you don't really know the real IPOB that you are talking about. So I agree with you.
Oh yeah, come in, Charles. Your leader turns his back, Charlie boy.
Yeah, mom, the reason why I can do that, because Nigeria government evil. If you say the truth, they'll kill you. So Namkan is smart. Make up like he's smart for doing that. Because
So
if he's
not to stand by his principles, he's smart
woman, but
not
woman,
to
you know,
stand by his
woman,
principles.
you know this, woman, you
If
know
somebody else
Nigeria.
did that, he will call that person a sabo.
No, woman, come on, you know Nigeria.
Is it Sabongari or Sabo
Every
what?
true Nigeria, we know the truth. Woman, don't play this game. You know the truth. If you
What do you
say to
mean?
Nigeria, they'll kill you.
I'm only going by. Oh, come on, man. What do you want me to say? He was presented in court, levied that he's a member of an organization that he birthed, and he, at that hour, buckled and
No,
distanced
no,
himself.
that's not the truth. Me, as a you look a smart guy. I know Nigeria like that. I know Nigeria. I know the tricks. They can't fool me. They don't know you. If you say the truth, Nigeria, they'll trick you to say the truth. Then take you. Namkan smart. Namkan knows that. You know, Nigeria government will
If
trick them.
somebody else was in that dock and denied at that hour of pain that is a member of IPOB, what do you think Nnamdi Kanu would say? Would he call that person a sabo?
No, if I was in his shoes, if I was in shoes, I don't know if you should announce it. If I was in shoes, I would do the same he did. Do you know why? Because I know Nigeria government. I know them like books. I know them like
Do you
books.
know the narrative of Judas Iscariot? Do you know the narrative of Judas Iscariot? You're a Christian.
Yeah, but one, you know, in this life, you gotta go toe to toe. This is like toe to toe. In life, you gotta be smart. You gotta think smart. You gotta do toe to toe. You can't be food for them. Nigeria government or even Nigeria government food. You should Nigeria government food. Nigeria government is doing a bakery, so now I'm trying to be tricked to go to jail. And they know the plan, but it have felt woefully. It have felt woefully. I say, it felt woefully. Like, you have considered too. They take him to jail. I know Nigeria government. That's what they do. I think we are not going to do it. They didn't come. Nam didn't want to take the IPO. He know Nigeria government. They don't to trick him, so to gain the favor. But it didn't work. For me, it didn't work. It shows how evil Nigeria government is evil. I'm not charging this to be dismissed. No, they should. When Nigeria government started, they came to Ebola and talking. They started this. They started it. Enough. They started it. You can't just put people in bondage. Enough.
But I don't think under any circumstances he should deny being because that was really putting him on the spot.
Yeah.
You know, he should have pled guilty. He should have pleaded guilty to that with a proviso.
Yeah, but I also think why he did, like, he's scared for his life. Like,
He's scared for his life. He's scared for his life. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Che Guevara was never scared for his life. Nelson Mandela was never scared for his life.
Listen, mama. When the devil is trying to get you, the devil's trying to kill you, you must do something to save yourself from the devil. That's my quote.
All right. Thank you, Charles. So let's get back to Adande Koko and take him to this final talking point. So beer parlor, of course, a real staple in Nigeria, especially in the South. There's nothing their mind delights more than to go to beer parlor, have those two first bottles of beer to settle himself down, and then tell Mama Uche now to bring Isewu pepper soup, goat head. So at the beer parlor now in contention, and the beer parlors were approached, the journalists went in to sample just why people were going to the beer parlors. And the overriding reason why men go to the beer parlor is essentially to escape from their wives. What are you making of that then? The feedback from the beer parlors, Adande Koko.
But our people that going to beer parlor, I think that everybody in that report stated the reason why they're going to beer parlor. So I don't have any problem. They have to.
From
I don't have any.
Yeah,
I don't have problem with them.
One of those you know.
If Nigeria
one guy says he stays there till he's sure that his family are asleep. He will sneak in sleep, and before they wake up, he's out again, just so they don't attack his wallet. But he's going to hand over that wallet to Mama Uche at Biapalo.
But when we look at that in another way, does it not show a sense of irresponsibility there when you don't want to go home every night to see your children just because you want to run away from your wife nagging, or
Yeah,
because
but sometimes
maybe.
actually, Coco, you need that escape though. When you've done yes sir to some idiot at the office who doesn't have your brain function and it treats you anyhow just before you want to earn a wage, then you just want to go home and kick back. But then the kids are jumping on top of you, telling you that they have to get this
Yeah,
latest something or the other, and the
yeah.
wife is saying, "Look at your my friend. She's just got a Ferrari," and you just can you say, "Oh, let me just go and cool down." And then when you take one beer and two, and you are talking football with the boys, that is that not a better? I can understand it now. Ajali
Well,
Kuku.
yeah. Sometimes, yeah, you can do that, but it should not be all the time. You shouldn't go to beer parlor every day. Any man that saying that is trying to escape from his wife nagging and all the problem that all the challenging family challenges, and that's why he's going to beer parlor every day. That man needs to check himself too. Is he a responsible person? Is he a person that is ready to take that responsibility as a family man? Everything you have to do it.
Well, that is tradition at least in the UK, but not so much now. But some 5 years ago, I think it's actually petered out a bit. You go from your office straight to the pub, and you go and play pool, and drink and smoke, and then go home.
Well, when you are single, yeah, I will approve that. But
Yes.
when you are a family man, you have children, you have wife. I mean, you have to go home to them every evening because you want to know how your children are doing at school before they go to work. You want to check their homework. You want to see what they are. Because in this country, I don't know the way it is in Nigeria now, but in the country we are, in this Western world, man, every day your children will come home with bundle of assignments from school. And you, the parent, have that responsibility most of the time to help them and make sure that they are doing the right thing because you don't want them to have a poor grade. So, but if you are running away from doing your responsibility, what future do you have? Do you want for those children? You don't have to do that. If you are a single person, I will agree with you that, yeah, you have your life to live the way you want to live it. But once you are married, you have to come home to your wife. Your family must know, how you how you move around. They must know that they should be proud of you, that you are a father that come home every evening. The joy that children, the joy you give your children every evening, that you come home, they see you, they can talk to you, you can watch their behavior, they can tell you certain things. You should be able to be there for them all the time. So going to
Yeah.
beer parlor all
You
the
know
time.
what especially struck me was one that was saying that he goes to the beer parlor to escape the bills that are going to be presented to him by his wife and children. So I was doing the mental maths on when you go to the beer parlor, you don't drink one beer, and you know the way Nigerians drink. If it's not knocked down 5 beers,
Uh-huh.
it's not at a day. And by the second beer, you start to need some spice. So
Uh-huh.
you order for that pepper soup,
Pepper soup.
and you want
Uh-huh.
to do big boy. And then
Yeah.
this beer parlor, they always have some pretty girl that they used to
Uh-huh.
intimidate you. So you want
Uh-huh.
to impress. So
You want to impress them, yeah.
so that bill that you are escaping at home, you are handing it over to the beer parlor and more. So I don't know what the logic is in that one even.
It
Beer parlor is
doesn't
not a cheap habit to form.
it doesn't make sense at all.
Yeah.
So it's good to hang around sometimes with your friend or sometimes, but that will be good to discuss with your wife. Let your wife know, hey, I want to hang around with my friends.
Would you take your wife to the beer parlor, or do you think that should be your exclusive preserve, just to escape just from the weight of family life, just for a moment?
Well, in Nigerian context, well, you can take your wife there. I mean, just to go and eat pepper soup and you eat together and drink together before going home. I mean, just occasionally, because we call it beer parlor, but we call it bar here. So you can take your wife there sometimes just to enjoy some good pepper soup. Maybe you have tasted it, say, with your pepper soup, can hold you, man. Let me take you out so you can go and have.
What do you think is sacrilege to have pepper soup with fish? Because pepper soup for me is goat head. So if it's not goat head, then it is not pepper soup. So do you think it's sacrilegious to have pepper soup with any other protein other than goat head?
No, the goat head you are talking about, that one is not pepper soup. That one they call it isewu.
Yeah, is it not the same thing?
It's not the same thing now. It's not the same thing.
Where's the Igbo person here? Pepper soup is an Igbo invention now.
Isewu is different too. That one they put in the mortar. That one is fire on the mountain. You know, that one is superb, man. One man. That one is different. It's good, you know. But you know, you can take your wife out and occasionally just for her to have fun too, you know, so that she can have that trust in you as a man, that you know, she won't think that you are going there, you know, to mess with woman and do some other things. But if you take her out and you are there together and she can see other people and everybody have fun, I mean, she will come back home and she'll be happy. Just make her happy sometimes. Let her feel some taste of some good pepper soup and some ishewu and some other you know, fun in the beer parlor, you know. Let her feel the fun.
You know, it's been a long time since I've been to a beer parlor. Maybe I'll go to. There was a time I used to go to beer parlors, but we have them here too. You know, yeah.
The kind of you know that when you're in the beer parlor, you know the kind of different story.
Fabu, yes, Fabu. All of them lies. So you just make up lies and tell each other. Back in my village, when we used to just tap our hand like this and yam will appear, and antelope, you know, this fantabulous.
You know? That is the fun. That is the fun that we enjoy there. No, it's not really the pepper soup or all the drink, but the fabu.
Yeah. So you know the funny thing, Ajale Koko, life back in the day is always better than life as we live it now. So is it a case of us just making stories up about the past? Because they say back in the day, you will leave your door open. I've never known anybody to leave their door open in Nigeria, but they say I will leave your door open. There was no crime. Where was that? You know, we just make up all these lies. It's just lies.
But that was true. That was true. I mean, in the 70s, in the 60s, 70s, we don't have gates. We don't have all these things. Even the door, most of the time, you don't really have to the main door to the house. You don't really bother to lock it sometimes. It's not a big, because
was that a Lagos thing or a rural thing?
Huh?
Was that a Lagos thing?
Or
a rural thing? Because that sounds rural. I can imagine in Lagos
State. In Lagos State, I'm telling you, one man. You see, you see the way we have our residential places here, where we don't have gate. You just see the lawn, and that was the way it used to be. That was the way it used to be. You don't have gate. You don't have gate around houses. No, it was in the 80s that it started, when the security problem started to get back. We see armed robbery cases everywhere. That was when people started erecting gates and fences around their houses. That was and this what do you call this crime rate increases, getting worse and worse since then. It was from the 80s that it really started. It wasn't like that. It was free. You can walk, you can look. When I was a little boy in the 60s, toward late 60s and in the 70s, sometimes if my mom is going to party with some of our family friend, I will force myself to go with her. I will say I'm going. My dad will say, okay, they take him away. Let him go. I mean, his friend is, let him go and play with his friend too over there. So I will follow him. So in the night, when we are coming back, when we couldn't get taxi, we have to walk home around 2 a.m., maybe 1 o'clock, and nothing will happen. Nothing will happen. I walked down home, and it was so good then that at the party back then, people will give gifts. Sometimes this, what do you call it, koroba, this pail, that this bucket that we use for to bath. They will give it out in the party. They will give different gifts. So I will have to carry all the gifts from the party on my head, following my mom home with my brother and some other people that we went together. We will walk home and nothing will happen. But it was in the 80s that this insecurity problem, this crime rate, armed robbery, and all these things started increasing, and you see.
Look at the name on your screen. It's not really the comment of the guy. So good evening to you, by the way. But look at the name. The name strikes me somewhat. Does that
Alhaji Sani Chime? Well,
look at how is that even possible? How is that possible as a name? Alhaji is already, it gives us one thing. Sani, it gives us another thing. But then Chime.
It's
my
a
God,
Nigeria.
are you a 419? This is a 419. This is a 419 name, isn't it? What sort of a name is this?
It's a total Nigerian name now.
Alhaji is Muslim. Sani is Aboki, and then Chime is Umahia. What are you? Who are you?
That's a true Nigerian right there.
This is some guy. This is guy man name. Guy Alhaji Sani Chime. What is that? This is it. This is what we come across. So thank you, Ajanle Koko. Let me go on quickly, Ajanle Koko, to Charlie Boy and hold him firm to that space that he was trying to defend. Defending the indefensible as your leader, the man from Uma here. Are you a member of IPOB? No, I am not. The leader of the organization. Treachery, Charlie Boy.
No, it's not. I'll explain why. It's the issue. The reason why Namcan did that is because Nigerian government is a government that if you say the truth, they'll kill you. So they're smart Nigerians to do it. Nigerian can't do. If Namcan says iPod, Namcan says iPod, the Nigerian government will say, yeah, we're so happy. They say that they're taking him to jail. But Namcan therefore we can now know that if he says iPod, the evil Nigerian government will want to take him to jail for no crime. He didn't commit no crime.
So Kanu is not a member of the IPOB then, according to him.
No, I think
treachery.
No,
treachery. Saboteur.
No, I think Nigerian government saboteurs. I think the Nigerian government saboteurs because not could commit no crime. And anybody, here's not to understand. I don't angry. I don't care. Anybody could be angry. Anybody should be angry in this country. They should be angry. Hell yeah, they should be angry. This gonna have make people go crazy and mad. This country, Nigeria, has make people should be angry. This country had made people suffer, deprive people. So then, see, Nigeria that's the reason why. See, we fight the fire. If Nigerian government said and I'm going to be killing people, he should do all the things, the burn that police station. Hey, I actually this. Wasn't the police people in Nigeria want killing innocent people? They started first. Wasn't Nigeria people who started killing innocent people first? You see? That's what you see. You have to think that's what I think Nigerian government. I think Nigerian government. I think Nigerian government to withstand the counter. If they don't, if they don't withstand the counter, that shows how evil the Nigerian government is. Show how evil they are.
All right,
I rather trust a citizen than an evil government, in my opinion.
All right, thank you. Let me take you to I'm not sure you're even familiar with the territory, but let me take you there nevertheless. The beer parlor culture in Nigeria, especially in the southern parts, are you aware of it? And what are you making of the feedback that we're getting from the gentlemen who patronize these establishments?
I think the beer culture, I think it's good for them. It's good for investing beer. Now, people suffer in Nigeria. Let them have a little fun. Since Nigeria government cannot give them fun, let them have fun. Let them drink. Who cares? They can drink how they want.
Do you drink yourself, Charles?
No, I don't drink. But people
have you ever had a drink?
If people need to drink to think of to bring out the 12 Nigeria has cost in their mind, let them drink. Let them go party. Let them go crazy. Who cares?
Have you ever had a drink, Charles?
No, I don't need to drink. But if people want to drink, let them drink. I don't blame them.
So what is your drink of choice? Are you a juice man or a cola man?
I don't drink. I don't like the taste of wine. I don't like wine. I don't like
okay. What's your favorite food?
I like chicken, white. I like
why are you surprised? You've never come on this platform when you've never said chicken once, so everybody knows that's your favorite food.
I like simple. I like soup. I like anything. It doesn't matter to me.
Are you a burger person? You eat burgers?
No, I like burger, but I don't eat. But I eat burger once in a while. I don't like people who eat.
What's your favorite meal? Is it Nigerian food or American food?
I love Nigerian food. I love my health. I love my culture. I love my people. Nothing to stop me. Love my people.
How do you eat? What's your favorite Nigerian meal?
I love a Nigerian meal. I love soup, white chicken, egusi. I love all types.
Okay, what about what do you eat that with?
I just eat with.
Do you eat it with a bar or something like that, or pounded yam? Or
I actually like. I don't like. I hate soup with fish. I don't like soup with fish. I like.
What about eba and pounded yam and semo?
I like pounded yam.
How do you eat pounded yam?
I eat it with yam and soup.
Do you eat it with a fork or do you eat it with your hand?
With fork.
You use a fork. Look at that. I knew you used the fork. You use a fork to eat pounded yam, Charles.
Why is that soup in your body?
Are you okay? You use a fork to eat pounded yam.
Leave my boy Charles alone. Leave my boy Charles alone, man.
How do you eat pounded yam? Do you use a fork?
I fork never.
Look at that.
But
look,
a fork to eat pounded yam. I knew you did. So I'm glad
Charles is an American guy.
What's the soup because it's in your bowl? That green soup.
What's
that green soup because it's in your bowl? Like it
will do.
It doesn't. To me, it doesn't look pleasant. I would see that.
Don't worry. It's not the look. It's the taste. Don't worry. Don't worry about the look. It's the taste. Eat it with amala. Eat it with amala, and your life will change. You see, this is how I grew up. You know, my confidence is based on amala, nothing else. And ewedu, that is your food, amala and ewedu.
So back then, was Nigeria a good country back then when you grew up?
Well, it was a fantastic country. Similar narratives to Ajanle Koko, maybe different time periods. But we used to live in Maryland, a place called Maryland, which is round about the Ikeja area. And I used to go to school, Maryland Comprehensive. You had Leventis, you had UTC. So when I was being picked up from school, I'll make the driver go through. Oh, no, we'd actually moved to Oregon there. I'll make him go through Ikeja, and I'll go and buy my comics and my hot dog. This was Nigeria or not. And the later, I used to like a Silver Surfer then. The latest Silver Surfer comic that came in just that week was already present there, and the guy knew I would come, so he would set mine aside, and then I'll have a hot dog. This was Nigeria then. We used to have barter, where you go and buy your shoes.
Yeah.
We used to have Chinese restaurants where your mom would. This was Nigeria, but now they can't even soak gari. Anybody that drinks gari in Nigeria now is a millionaire.
So, a big man, a big woman.
Have you heard about the Igbo landing? I'm just curious. Have you heard about that?
Have I
heard about the Igbo landing?
What's that?
I just saw it, like one lady. It's a event that happened in 18-something Nigeria with white men came and enslaved the Nigerians. And
Igbo landing.
Yeah.
That was in the US. That was in the US.
Of course, that was in the US now.
Yeah, but
the slaves that killed themselves instead of being taken slaves.
Yeah, they drowned themselves.
So they purposely volunteered themselves into slavery.
No, they were. I think the story was that before slavery, they were going there for just like expatriates to work. So when they got there, then the language changed into slavery, and they said that they did not go there. People
were so desperate to escape Igbo land. They volunteered into slavery.
Not just escape. See, it's a migration. No. Migration is a human phenomenon, just like you. You migrated, you left Nigeria.
One man. People were so desperate to escape Igbo land. They volunteered for slavery. Slavery was better than being an Igbo man.
That's not the narrative.
I don't think. You just go and read it and see how it is. I don't think that was the narrative, though.
The narrative was that, please let me talk. The narrative was that the Igbo man wasn't a slave and would not accept taking his freedom away. So you
exactly, that's what I'm saying too.
Than to be a slave. Don't change the narrative here, one man, please. Don't change it. You can't change it.
But
Igbo man refused to answer a slave, and that is why they drowned themselves. They said, "Water brought us, and water will send us back."
There's the reason why I bring that point. Because I think Igbo people are still slaves to this day in Nigeria, to this day. And that's why the Igbo people are strong people. They don't like people to enslave them and deprive them.
You can't do that to Igbo people. Yeah.
Nigerian government is
trying. You can't do that to Igbos.
They're not going to work. They fail woefully. They keep trying to.
All right. I'm trying desperately to escape the Igbo space today because
you always do this thing, now.
It always goes badly, eh?
What were you thinking when you were saying that the Igbos are trying to escape their own land?
No, it was a narrative that Charlie Boy brought up. Now, I didn't.
A question. He asked you a question, but you went to a different place.
He said you heard him. He said the Igbos were volunteering to be enslaved in order to escape.
No,
that was not what he said.
All right.
No, that was not the narrative, though.
Oh, all right. What was the greater point you were looking to make, Charles?
No. I want this point to show how. The Southern Nigeria are still slaves to this day. I bring a point because you ask yourself, why is that the North wasn't put in the ship in the slave? Only the South was. That's what.
No. The North were enslaved. They still are, but by the Arabs. Those are their, In fact, they were jointly enslaved because previously the Arabs used to wage them all the way through the Sudan, through the Niger, Chad, all these Chadians, in fact, they have a Fulaniha or something in the Arab language. So they used to enslave them, and then the Europeans came and enslaved them again.
Yeah.
But the story was that we were jointly colonized and enslaved, but the Northerners were more like collaborators. They asked the whites to take whatever they want, but make them partners, as in don't touch their religion, don't touch their tradition. And then at the same time, when the white men wanted to leave, they were the ones saying, we don't want you to leave. We want you to continue to be here so that you can enslave, because we want to, through you, enslave the southern part of Nigeria.
No, that's
to dip in the. Look at what happened when the white men were giving us our independence.
Don't worry.
Read what happened when we were getting our independence now. But read what happened when we were having our independence. They said no, don't go.
No,
it is the truth now.
No, it has
All
to
right.
No, Muhammad doesn't believe that. Muhammad
No. Hold on. Hold on. It's all this curated stuff now. It's curated stuff.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Let me explain to you something.
But they said that themselves.
Like you can understand it. Listen very carefully. That is, we want the South to enslave to the day because not control all the power. They're not responsible for Nigeria.
All right.
But
you know what? I want to make a conscious effort to move away from the Eastern narrative on the platform because it always goes in another. It leads to a quarrel. No, you speak as you will, but it always leads to a quarrel because they want to paint a different picture and I have it differently.
But I'm not trying to paint it. I'm just saying what the government said.
You know what the Igbos are like with their fabu telling.
No, it is what the government said itself. When we wanted to be independent, we were negotiating. The North said we are not ready. And they said they were not ready. Yes, it's a history. It's the official history even.
That's the reason why they remove history from the curriculum.
Yeah, it's official, and we have to wait. We have to wait for them to be ready. And when they were ready, they were even asking the
give them quota system
not to go. They were asking them not to go. Why is one man making me look like I'm painting a bad picture?
No. But you said they asked the white people to stay so that they can enslave the South too. I don't think that's
no. Okay. Maybe you are misinterpreting. Maybe we are misunderstanding each other. When we were fighting for independence, we negotiated and we included the North, and the North said no, they're not ready. They would rather let the British remain. Let it remain as it was then. They were not ready. We had to also
why is that? Why do you think?
But that is nothing against the East.
Yeah, you know.
No, I'm not saying it's against the East. I'm just saying they were more in tandem with the colonies.
Do you know what? Do you know why that? No. Do you know why that is?
I don't know.
Just to go off the back, I don't know what you're saying as categorical, but if I hear that, then what I would understand is that they were not developmentally at that stage, and they feel that they'll be disadvantaged.
How are you sure? Read the history and research it.
We know as they are now, they are still not developmentally at the stage that they should be. So they feel if the British left, they will be at a disadvantage to the South, who are more enlightened and education and advanced, almost to a level beyond their realms, almost at the level of the Europeans that are about to leave. So what they will understand that to mean is that they will essentially be under the colony of the Southerners. So that's why they said we would rather have this than be to
you will soon hit the hour mark two.
No, one man, are you categorical? Are you 100% sure this is what their mindset was, or you are just making it up?
No. I'm not categorically sure.
Yeah,
I'm just going off the back of the narrative.
Yeah,
that is what would make more sense to me.
Yeah, that's no. It's not about making sense. Please, it's not about making sense. It's about doing your research and come back and tell us what happened. Yeah, because even when during the colonial, this is the official history. Just go research during the independence.
Yeah, but
the history. Wait, hold on. The history of Nigeria fighting for independence when Nnamdi Azikiwe and the rest were ready, the North were not ready. Period. Read the history, do researches, and then come back and tell us
why were they not ready? Why were they not ready? Is where we're discussing, is it not?
Can I interject 1 minute?
Yeah, come in, Ajay.
Let me tell you, in 1957, when the agitation for independence was very, very strong from the South, the action group, as we know, are the one that moved the motion for independence. But the North back then said that they are not ready. And Action Group was pressing hard for independence, and the white people were ready to give us independence as well. But Nnamdi Azikiwe, the leader of NCNC, instead of supporting Action Group for independence, said that they will not support that independence until when the North are ready. So what will have happened then if, as the Action Group for pressing for independence, if the East has supported the Action Group as well for that independence, the nation will have been broken apart. The white people were ready to let everybody go their way. But it was Nnamdi Azikiwe that said they will not support it until when the North is ready.
You are right.
So you can see what held us back until 1960.
Yeah, you are right. His mark
so,
was, we will not go without our brothers from the North. I heard that. I read that. You're right.
Yeah. So,
but you conveniently left that out of your narrative, didn't you?
No, it's just coming out. It's coming out. No. What narrative am I saying? I'm saying what happened, that the North were not ready because they rather have the whites dominate over everybody than to go into that independence. Who in this right mind will not want independence? Who? Because the leaders of the North enjoyed the way the whites kept their own space for them. The leaders, their roles were not tampered with.
No, that's your interpretation. That's your interpretation.
Read it and you understand. Read it and you understand.
But that is your interpretation. That is how you
I said research it and come back. Not about my understanding. Go research it and then come. You have done.
If I say that is Radio Biafra now, people will come for my head.
I don't do Radio Biafra. I'm telling you what I've read. Yeah.
What do we want to research again? The basis is what I told you.
Yeah, Ajale Koko just said Zeke was the one that said we will not live without our brothers.
That we will not support independence. We have to wait for the Northerners to be ready. And what the white people were ready to do is to give us independence and let us go our way, so everybody can go their way. But it was Zeke that said, no, we have to wait. We have to wait.
That is why, Ajale Koko, that is why I don't regard that man as an Igbo elder statesman.
So,
I don't regard it. I continue to say it. I don't respect him as an Igbo statesman.
He's a Pan-Africanist. He failed to see that everybody is not on the same page.
He is a contributor. He's a contributor. If he is alive today,
do you know that he was highly corrupt financially?
If he was alive today, he would still give his own narrative why he said they should wait for the North. But for me, the problem we are having today was also a contribution as a result of his own contribution. I rest my case. My friend, let's move on. Let's move on. We are going to 2-hour mark now.
One mark.
No, we've actually hit that 2-hour mark.
In the recess of it, it wasn't a problem for the North to go their way back then. It wasn't a problem for them. It wasn't a problem for them.
Let him land.
Because they were doing good. They were governing their own space. They liked their system. They liked the way they were governing themselves, the way they are using their Sharia, their food system. That was what they liked. So,
but don't forget, Ajale Koko. Don't forget that they white people, before they were when they wanted to divide Nigeria, they said the North was economically not viable. That is why they must be joined to the South. That was the reason why they joined the
Yes,
North and the
yes, but
Southern
the North was
Protectorate.
not complaining.
You understand
The
that?
North was
is
not
this part
It's
of
not
your
viable
is this
economic.
comic book history? Is this your
No,
comic book history?
I'm
The
surprised at you, one man, that you don't know this.
What do
You
you mean you are
read, just read.
surprised at me?
But
You're
because it
giving
is
us
public
a
knowledge.
No, you are going back
No,
to the
the
reasoning of
protectorate.
amalgamation. That was the reason
Exactly,
for amalgamation. But that one
exactly.
we passed that
Yeah, exactly.
in 1957. We already passed that.
Yeah,
Everybody have been
I know.
governing them. Yeah. So, but
Yeah.
if Zeke have supported Action Group, Awolowo then, when they were calling very hard for independence, the nation everybody will have been on their own, and we will have
On
still
their
been
own.
brother. Yeah, we will have been on
Ajali Koko,
their separate
Ajali Koko,
country, and it will have been
Ajali
better
Koko.
for all of us.
Yes, Ajali
Yeah.
Koko, we will not have this problem we are having today.
No, we will have been different nation, and everybody will be fine. We will have been just like between as we are to Ghana and Republic of Benin. That's the way we'll have been living. And
While Awolowo was fighting for regionalism through federalism, Nnamdi Azikiwe was stupidly fighting for unitary system, one united entity. That was what he was fighting for.
Mr. Bean, because during that time there were different schools of thoughts. The likes of
Of
Zeke
course,
and
I
this
would.
president of Ghana.
That is why I said. That's why I said if he were alive today, he will give you a narrative to suit what he was doing that time. You understand?
Because don't forget that the president of Ghana, that man, he was also the kind of thinking along that line of
Nkrumah, right?
Yeah, exactly. To unite Africa and all. That's the school of thought they were.
That one is a major. It was one of the major Pan-Africanists. Yes, yeah.
Exactly.
Go on. Land that point.
Yeah, with hindsight now, we can see now that we should have rather been nations of our own ethnic groups and then coming together instead of forming a nation with different ethnic groups that cannot work. With hindsight, we can see now. Yeah.
All right, thank you. Let me acknowledge Alexander's super chat, and then I'll rattle through to shut it down in about 10 minutes. So this is what Alexander. So this is what Alexander super chats in the direction of Charlie Boy. It says Charlie Boy just made a fantastic point, indicative of the Igbos, dogged, resilient, and stubborn, albeit tribal. They are, by their very nature, dogged. So that doggedness is something that's one thing, and it's a determination, by the way, to have as they will. So that doggedness is something that is not peculiar to the Igbos, but is unique to the admiration of everyone else amongst the Igbos. What are you doing now? Can you mute yourself and just what is he doing now?
Okay. Continue.
Yes. All right, let me just leave it there. So, but it is part of. Oh yeah, hold on. I've got somebody at the door. Hold on.
Oh my God.
Where is one man? Has he been arrested?
maybe he's attending to postmaster or something.
you see how he's cleverly removing. He's still trying to cleverly make that doggedness be a national thing.
All right. So, gentlemen, I've got a workman coming to attend to matters in my house. So I have to shut it down almost pretty much here. Apologies for anyone that's not had the chance to speak. But it's at my door now. So we'll reconvene in the evening and we'll carry on. So
See you at midnight. Please give me my time to talk at midnight. Okay?
All right.